You cannot go into a restaurant simply because of the color of your skin. And I wanted to be part of an effort to help change it. And I was prepared to put my body on the line.
Hi everyone, my name is Clayton Davis and welcome to Variety's Doc Dreams. Today, we're going to be speaking with Dawn Porter, the documentary filmmaker behind two outstanding films this year. The first, John Lewis, Good Trouble, which takes a look at the civil rights activist and late Congressman John Lewis. The other, The Way I See It, which takes a look at Pete Souza, the photographer during the Barack Obama administration, and all the pictures he took over that 8-year period. First, big question, tell us why and how you became a documentary filmmaker.
You know, I started out as a lawyer. I really was attracted to the law, to things that seemed intellectually curious, but also challenging. But I like the orderliness of it. You know, that's why I'm a documentary filmmaker. It's so orderly and neat and easy. What I love about documentary is the passion of it and the human connection. I remember so clearly the first interview I did where someone got really emotional. I just never have had such a satisfying feeling of feeling like somebody really got to tell their story. And that's really what brought me to it. The second thing is there are not enough Black film directors. You know, once I started to feel like I kind of knew what I was doing, I felt like this was a world where I could really, make a difference. I did not even call myself a director, I think, until my film premiered at Sundance. That's ridiculous now when I think about that. I think the moment I knew I could do it was presenting the reel to try and get a grant from the Ford Foundation to Orlando Bagwell. I was very nervous. My heart was pounding. My ears were pounding, showing Orlando my footage. He said, all right, we're going to give you a grant. And then he goes, how much do you need? I try to think of the biggest number I could think of. And I go, $50,000. And he goes, we're going to give you $200,000. This is going to be a great story. And I'm going to work on it with you. I quit my job the next day. Wow. And I was like, I can do this.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
If you're trying to rescue people from hell, you do have to go to hell to do it, right? And if you don't, you won't rescue anyone.
I know. But keep your head up. Don't look down. It's almost over.
How did you first come to learn about your two subjects, in this case, John Lewis and Pete Souza?
For Mr. Lewis, I really started thinking a lot about him as a subject when we interviewed him for Bobby Kennedy for president. And he tells this story that I never heard before about organizing a rally for Bobby Kennedy on the day that Dr. King was murdered. He convinced Bobby Kennedy essentially to speak to the African-American audience. Bobby Kennedy gave what people believe is his finest speech. It's the only time he's ever talked about his brother's death in public, and it was to that audience. He specifically said, my brother was killed by a white man, and I understand your anger. And as a 20-something, convinced Bobby Kennedy to go out when his white advisors were saying there were going to be riots. And I just thought there's so much more to this man that we need to capture.
We have to save our democracy.
Yes, we have to.
And sometime I feel like we're going to lose it.
People think they know John Lewis. And I had a very specific thing I wanted to do, which was to make him not just a historical figure. So CNN called me. They were like, here's some development money, start it. So we started. During that process, I get a call from Eric Alexander, who had campaigned with Mr. Lewis. She also got the idea for a John Lewis documentary. My first instinct was to say, can we do it together? Not, oh, I'm already doing it, good luck with yours. It was, can we do it together?
My philosophy is very simple. When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, say something, do something, get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble.
And Pete Souza.
He just flipped open his laptop and he started talking about pictures of the Obama administration. So Pete took 2 million photos. He keeps 50,000 pictures on his computer. So we went through tens of thousands of photos. They say the victor gets to write the story. The story Pete was telling about Barack Obama was a story about a human being with empathy and compassion for all Americans. And I was like, that's a story I want to highlight.
The first time that we went to the UN, he and Reggie Love played basketball. At one point, President Obama blocks Reggie's shot, and he goes, Did you get that block?
He was very reluctant. He didn't want the film to be about him. He wanted it just to be about the pictures. I think if it was like a slideshow, like that's what
You would have been fine with it.
Like, really happy with. He was like, well, you don't have to like come to my house, right? I was like, uh-huh. We only pitched it to one place. We had a whole series of meetings set up. One of the producers pitched it to Focus and they were like, I think we want to do that. And so we were like, oh my God, we're making a movie like right now. We thought it was going to take a month or so. With luck, right away, they got it. And we had nothing. We didn't have a picture of Pete. We had 2 books and a paragraph. And they were like, yep.
The presidency is a serious job. And I was going to do everything I could to make sure people didn't forget that.
Both those movies were really pushed along by people's faith in the need for a positive message. It's that little ember of optimism, you know? So I'm like fanning the flames of that.
What do you want that next generation to, what message do you have for them?
Believe. The skill that you need to be a documentary person is a belief in yourself. That's not going to come necessarily from the outside world. It's going to come from knowing yourself. The thing I say to film students all the time is, if you want to do documentaries, I think the most important thing is that you have something to say. Have a reason for your movie, and then the rest of it will come.